I'm gonna be working with this Black Locust stave today. I love Black Locust, it's stunning looker for me. It's pretty similar to Osage Orange. Nevertheless, it tends to have some compression issues, and that's why I'm gonna make this bow long and flat. I'm aiming for like 40 pounds at 28 inches, and I'm going to make this bow 60 inches knock to knock. Let's start with taking a closer look at the imperfections we may face during this bow build. As you can see, there is a significant twist on the whole length of our stave. There are also a few knots like this on our way, but I think they shouldn't be any problem. We just will make sure they are not on the edge of the lip. As I mentioned before, I will be aiming for flatbow design, and I already have some dimensions, and now I have to lay them out on the stave. What I'm working on is gonna be 69 inches tip to tip, and as you can see I have a bit of excessive material here on the stave, and I'm gonna cut it off. I've chosen this end of the stave because it's slightly curvy and a bit twisted. Cutting this piece off will make later stages less complicated. As you can see, the bow I've laid out, it's not perfectly straight. That's because I had to follow the grain, those natural lines of the wood. Okay, we have already the bow laid out, and now we are moving on to roughing out. Well, as you can see, I have already wrapped the sides of our bow, and I have left them a bit wider. If there will be any corrections in later stages of our bow build, then we'll have some room to apply them. I've also noticed a nasty ring violation here, and I've decided I'm gonna remove the single grooving from the back of our bow, because we don't want it to be violated like that. We have some room because the stave is pretty thick, so it won't be a big problem for us. Okay, now we can move on to thickness reduction. I'm gonna use my quick reduction method. I'm gonna split small chunks of wood from the belly side of the bow, and to do that I need to underline the groove rings to make them clearly visible for me. starts looking like a bow. Now I'm gonna put some more work on the sides to chase those perfect lines. I got a bit worried about this long nasty crack over here, and I hope it will disappear once we remove more wood from face and handle. What we are doing right now is what I call visual tillering. It's just chasing the optimal thickness of the limb on the whole length that would give us the even bend. It's not very precise, but it's a good start for the later tillering works. Now I'm gonna try to fix this twisted limb. More work is needed on our bow on the belly and sides. As you can see, the surface is pretty rough, and we'll be using now cut scraper. It's far more precise than draw knife and will let us clear the bow and will leave the surface very smooth. The bow is ready for tillering works. Now I'm gonna carve string grooves. I'm gonna place them a bit over the half of an inch. This will be simple self knocks. The next step on our bow build is heat treating. I will put high temperature coming from heat gun on the belly to temper it and to improve performance of our bow. Tempering the belly with heat helps to reduce heat the bow is taking. I will be heating each limb until it gets darker, until it turns like brownish. It will be like 20 minutes for each limb. I've also hung over here those hammers to put some weight on the limb, and while we'll be heat treating the belly, the limb will take slight reflex. The time for tailoring has come. I will be removing material from the belly in order to get optimal bend. After each correction applied, I will be checking the bend and marking spots that need more work. The first stage of tailoring will be done with the use of vise, then we'll move on to tailoring 3. At this stage it is good to have chosen which limb is going to be top one. It will prevent making any serious mistakes, like scraping in the wrong spot. Our bow has landed on tailoring 3, and now let's say about a few rules that I obey tailoring my bows. I always put the upper limb on the right side of tailoring 3. I do that because the tiller on upper limb is slightly different and it's bending a little bit more than the bottom limb. And not to mistake those limbs, I just put it always on the right side. Also, I never pull the bow over the desired draw weight. It's pretty important for the bow's durability and less set of our product. As you can see, it's starting pretty nicely. This wiggle on the bottom limb is making our tailoring more complicated. Also, I think this one is slightly too stiff, so more scraping will be needed. We are at 15 inches and the bow is drawing 32 pounds. And here we are with 40 pounds at 20 inches, which means a lot of scraping ahead because we are aiming for 40 to 45 pounds at 28 inches. Okay, I think more scraping is needed here on the inners on the upper limb and on the outers on the bottom limb. Welcome after more scraping. We are at 24 inches now with around 40 pounds. We have 4 more inches to go before even bracing our bow, so more scraping will be needed on both limbs. As you can see, the bow looks pretty nice already. The bend is balanced, I think, but let's see what happens when we'll reach the full draw. So far the bow has taken nearly no set at all. That's a very good sign for us. When the bow is taking set, you can see where are the weak points. Weak points are the spots where the bow is taking set. We have just reached 44 pounds at 28 inches. The bow is ready for bracing. As you can see, the bottom limb is slightly stiffer. I think I will put a little bit of work there, but let's see how it looks with the string on. Still almost no set at all, and what's even more important, no compression fractures so far. So we have the bow strung up, and I think it looks pretty nice. The bend looks even on both limbs. We have a bit room for improvement yet, so we can scrape a bit more. We got it! 40 to 45 pounds at 28 inches. I'm very happy with the bend, it looks just great. At this point the bow should go through the test shooting. I'm gonna skip this part and go straight to final touches. Firstly, I'm gonna shape the handle, then I will sand the whole bow. I will burn the name on it. I always name my bows, so this one will receive one too. And on the end, I will seal the bow with water varnish. We are almost there. The time has come for handle. I'm gonna wrap it with flax twine and then seal with the hide glue. As you could see, the bow was tested in tough conditions. I took over 150 shots with it. There are no signs of any cracks or compression fractures on the bow, and I'm really happy with it. It's a smooth and fast shooter. If you'd like to buy this bow, check out my store linked under the video. Thanks for watching and Merry Christmas, guys!